And welcome on inside Lakota West High School for another Friday night matchup. Your Lakota West Firebirds men's basketball team, as tonight the Sycamore Aves will march on into the home of the Firebirds to take on the Lakota West Firebirds, who beat them earlier on this year 48-45. As we thank you for joining us on this Lakota West student broadcast, taking you along the way. Play-by-play coverage. I'm Nick Johnson. He is Andrew Odell alongside. And Andrew, we are in for an exciting one. You take a look at the statistics. The last time these two teams met, I mean, Lakota West, it doesn't look statistically like they should have beaten Sycamore the last time they played at Sycamore, but they did end up pulling away 48-45 at the end of that ball down to the final minute. You just look at these stats here. It doesn't exactly strike you as a great game, but it really an upset at the time. Of course, you take a look at 6%. They are down one of their Burgess. Of course, he came down with a knee injury earlier this season. Returned since, will not return this season, and that is a big advantage that the Firebirds have coming into tonight. So, Odell, what are you looking for in this matchup late in the season between these two teams?
Well, Sycamore's other role players step up big time for them in this game, and they have over this season. Sycamore, since their loss against Lakota West, has been 11-2, and Lakota West has kind of been opposite. They've been 3-11, so it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams face off against each other in a here. But for Sycamore, their other role players are going to have to step up. You know, with their best player being injured, their other guys are going to have to step up and get downs and score a lot of points, because Lakota West is a team that will score a lot of points. Their best players, such as Nathan Dudukovic and Davon Drain.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the GMC standings. You take a look at it, and Lakota West at the far end of the bottom, Sycamore all the way up, right up with the Fairfield Indians, who still maintain their dominant stretch. Of course, they did just take a loss at Middletown the other day. That was this week on Tuesday. But other than that game, they have been dominant all year, by far the top dog of this greater Miami conference. But Lakota West looking to gain some room here, and this game could go a long way.
Yeah, and I think the things really just show how deep this conference is. Really, any team can win on any given night. You know, you saw Lakota West beat Sycamore earlier in the year, and you saw Middletown knock off Fairfield, and it just really shows how many good teams there are in this GMC conference.
Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the Firebirds, our key players in tonight's ball game. You got to start it off at the obvious. Number 13, Nathan Dudukovic. He's always a powerhouse on this floor, and he returns to the starting five once again here tonight. So, I mean, what are you looking to get him open here tonight against Sycamore?
Well, obviously, they're going to want to set a lot of picks, and that's what they do every game to get him open. And, you know, other guys are going to have to step it up for Lakota West. I feel like Dudukovic is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for them. They're going to have other guys like Davon Drain and Christopher Barber step it up tonight, defensively and offensively.
Taking a look at Nathan Dudukovic statistically this year, leading the GMC still with 22.1 points per game, nearly 4 rebounds a game, just dominant on all ends of the floor, especially in those clutch moments. But now let's shift our focus over to number 21, Christopher Barber, in the red and white once again in the starting five tonight, as he has been pretty much every game over the past 2 seasons. He also is a GMC leader. He is second in the GMC in blocks per game. We've been following that story all year as he moves up and down that leaderboard. What are we looking from here tonight from Christopher Barber?
Well, I think he just got to continue to lead his team. I feel like he's been the natural leader of this team. Defensively, he brings it. He brings the toughness. He has a lot of blocks this season, and he's going to get more tonight.
So let's take a look at another one of our starting five members. It is Davon Drain. He is not in the starting five tonight, but he is definitely going to be an impact player in this off the bench. When he's not in the starting five, he is an incredible sixth man, and we actually did just have him on the winter edition of the podcast. We did interview him, so go check out the Bird Talk Winter Edition podcast for this game. What do you have to say about number red and white?
Well, I think offensively he brings a lot to the table for this West team. He's going to shoot the ball a lot, he's going to drive a lot, and that's going to bring a lot of points to West here tonight. And he's just going to have to continue to be aggressive if West is going to want to win this.
So let's take a look here. We got about a minute until we hit the anthem and pregame introductions, which of course we will take you down to. So one final look I got your prediction. It is going to be a very close matchup. Sycamore at Lakota West. What do you got for the final?
I think it's going to be a close game that's going to come down to the final minutes. Best players between both of these teams are going to decide who wins this game. Look for Nathan Dukovic in the clutch. He's going to be a big part of whoever wins this game. If he can play well, we'll have a very good chance of winning this game. If he is getting locked down, it's going to be a tough time for West.
Well, we do want to thank those of you just joining us now for tuning into this Lakota West student broadcast, just about 30 seconds or so away from hitting the national anthem and player introductions here from the home of the Firebirds. We thank you for tuning in. I'm Nick Johnson. He's Andrew Odell, and these teams are getting set to honor our nation. So we'll take you down to the floor for the national anthem.
Gentlemen, as a member of school, the High School Athletic Association, Lakota West High School welcomes you to this interscholastic contest between Sycamore High School and Lakota High School. To honor America, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, join in the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's officials, Mr. Marvin Doyle, Mr. Nick Schmidt, and Mr. Andre Bumpus. Meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Aviators, a senior, number 1, Des Bolden. A senior, number 3, Bryce Derbyshire. A junior, number 10, Giovanni Garrett. A senior, number 11, Charlie Hall. A senior, number 22, Austin Sutherland. The Aviators are coached by Tim Austin. Now, let's introduce the Firebirds starting five. A 6'7" sophomore, number 24, Luca Gilbert. A 5'10" junior, number 1, Bryson Curry. A 6'3" senior, number 10, Jason Lavender. A 6'5" senior, number 21, Christopher Barber. And a 6'3" senior, number 13, Nathan Dukovic. Firebirds are coached by Jimmy Leon.
Well, there you have it, the starting five for both the Aviators and your Lakota West Firebirds, as we are a moment away from the tip-off here tonight from the home of the Firebirds. In case you missed it, we'll go over the starting five one more time. First with the starting five for the Aviators. It'll be number 1, Des Bolden, out there with number 3, Bryce Derbyshire, number 10, Giovanni Garrett, number 11, Charlie Hall, and number 22, Austin Sutherland. But now taking a look at the starting five for your Lakota West Firebirds, it'll be Bryson away at the one spot alongside Jason Lavender, Nathan Dudukovic, Christopher Barber, and the sophomore number 24, Luca Gilbert, in at the
inserted in the starting lineup today.
See the pass here. Up in the backcourt here, he's able to find Barber. Gilbert moving around on the inside, wanting the ball, will not get it. We'll see Curry at the point here, off to Barber. Tries to pull off some moves, get to the inside. It's a Lavender in the wing. Barber taking his time here, able to dish it out to Nathan Dudukovic. Makes a move towards the inside, driving the lane, goes up just off the no good, tries to put it back, and he will draw a foul on his way up to the board.
Both of these teams, every time they play each other, it's going to be a close game. Both of these teams play each other very tough, and Nathan Dudukovic is going to be wanting to get another win versus Sycamore today, and he's going to give it all he has. And West early on, inserting two big men in the starting lineup is good for them to these Sycamore big men, and it's going to be an interesting game plan from this West team.
Nathan Dudukovic at the line here, able to nail shot one, and he finds shot two as well. Nathan Dudukovic, one of the premier free throw shooters on this Firebirds basketball team. As we see Sycamore quick to move it down the floor here, drive through the lane. Gilbert with the contact, no foul called as Bryce Derbyshire gets the day started on the scoreboard for the Aves.
Well, West starts off with and Sycamore breaks it very easily. I'm not sure if West is going to keep going or if they're going to stop that after seeing how it worked out first time.
Gilbert goes up, heavy defense lane. It'll be a defensive board here for Sycamore. Wide open jump shot three from the corner, and it is good for Charlie Hall.
Well, yeah, that press right now is great for West, and they're going to have to find some other way to stop this Sycamore offense.
Curry in at the point here, able to find Lavender. Up to Dudukovic and chalk it up and assist. Senior to senior, Lavender will get it into the paint. Dudukovic with all 4 Firebird points here in the first. As we see another wide open three off the back of the rim, no good, tie up in the lane. And we will see the possession arrow in favor of Aves.
Well, right now, early Sycamore is getting open shot after open shot. You just feel like every shot they take is wide open. West is going to have to adjust to that right now. Happening.
And we've seen Sycamore their guys down the floor on offense. Any particular reason you think they've decided to that way tonight?
Well, I think that's just how Sycamore wants to play this. They want to break the press, and by breaking the press, they need to play fast. And
West able to come up with the defensive board there. Christopher Barber coming up with it. Now it'll be into Lavender. Goes up on the inside and comes down with a lead, 6-5, Lakota West.
Well, that's that big men that are being inserted in the lineup. West has, I'd say, 3 big men right now in their lineup, and it's going to really help them getting inside the paint. That's where they're going to want to score a lot in this game.
Garrett dumps it off from the top of the floor. He's able to find the senior Hall over there on the wing. Hall with time in the backcourt. Finds Derbyshire, who had that wide open three earlier. Jumper from the inside, blocked by who else but Christopher Barber. They do get it back, and they will find themselves another lead. Giovanni Garrett with the jumper from the inside.
That's one that West is going to want to have back. And the rebound was open for them, but they just completely missed it and bucket.
We'll see Lavender take the lead right back. An instant travel. Des Bolden in the green and gold. Another easy turnover here. Your Firebirds will have it. 7, the score stands just under 5 minutes to go in the first.
A good job by Lakota West, and coming out early with the lead. We knew that this Lakota West team, talent-wise, is good enough to hang with D, but it just can't together.
Tall pass there in, finds Christopher Barber. Impressive finish in the post. Able to go up and increase the Firebird lead to 3 points. See a move from the inside there. Sycamore no good. They do get a putback opportunity here. Shot will go up. It will be called off due to the whistle prior to that shot coming with 4:40 period. It will still be Sycamore ball, the first Firebird foul of the ball game. Both of these teams sitting at 1 foul apiece. Here's Dudukovic with the tight defense from the inside. Shots more, airballed it, no good. Luca Gilbert coming up with the board.
Great defense right there by Lakota West. They are playing some very good defense after those first 2 possessions.
See Dudukovic with the pull-up jumper here. Barber able to come up with it, and he grabs a 2-possession lead for your Firebirds. It is a 12-7 ball game here early in the first.
Great job offensively right there. They're getting inside the paint for West, and I highlighted that before the game. That's where they're going to want to score a lot of these.
Do see a wide open 3 look here, spins around the iron, no good, tie up in the paint. We will see a jump ball, the possession arrow used for the second time tonight, this time in favor for Firebirds. And as we saw there, Nathan Dudukovic coming up with another 2 points. Looks like this game could have the makings of a big one for not only Dudukovic, but also Christopher. Both of those players sitting at 4 points apiece. Both Christopher Barber and Nathan Dudukovic, 2 of the 3 West players to score tonight. Jason Lavender also has 4 points.
Game really shows you how frustrating this late loss streak has been for West, because they're able to compete with these good teams, but they're just not able to put it together. A lot of close losses makes their record look a lot worse than they really are.
Goes up there off the defensive board, and it will be called a turnover from the inside here. Sycamore taking advantage of a Lakota West foul, playing a bit too physically at interior. It's called on Jason Lavender. He will have his first, the other foul of this Firebirds first quarter, chalked up to the side. Gilbert.
Lakota West is no longer pressing, and I like that decision from them. Just play your half-court defense. You know you can stop. And here they do a little half-court press, so that's going to be interesting to see how they game plan defense.
Drive to the inside before a pass out to the wing. Overshot there for Kimbrough. Another pass out. Sycamore continuing to move this ball beyond the arc. Ball movement continues. Another wide open jumper. That one airballed. Sycamore saves it from going out of bounds off of Firebird's leg. Looked like that hit Bryson, and it is still Aviator basketball.
Well, West is letting Sycamore shoot the basketball right now, and Sycamore is just not making those shots. So if I'm West right now, I'm just saying, you can keep shooting. We're not going to do anything about it. We're going to make sure you don't get any open layups, and we're going to let you shoot the basketball.
Tariq Kimbrough back off the floor for Bryce Derbyshire. Back out onto the hardwood once again in place. Derbyshire on the day, 2 points so far, but his impact has been much greater than what's in the points column. As we see the putback here, recovered by the Fire, loses it. Derbyshire on the inside, no good, and West will come up with the ball there.
Luca Gilbert has been everywhere tonight, just getting block after block, and really defensively, this West team is really finding their identity, and this starting 5 right now coming out has been really effective early on.
So we've talked about the injured Raleigh Burgess for the Sycamore Aviator team, and how big of an impact player he was. He leads the GMC in multiple categories as Nathan Dudukovic able to nail the tray from the wing. Taking a look at other GMC leaders for the Sycamore Aviators, Golden currently leading the GMC in assists per game with 4.5 on average.
Yeah, and he's going to have to play a big part in this game. And number one, as he drives in right there.
Speak of the man himself, Des Bolden on the drive in. Good. Bryson Curry able to come up with it here. Barber makes a drive through the paint. He tries to get it to Dudukovic. The pass deflected. Here goes Nate on the inside, up. And that will be called a charge on Nathan Dudukovic.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if they like that call right there. I'm not sure if that was the correct call, but, you know, you're just going to have to live with it there. Hey, it's you know, it could go either way. But coming out right now, near the end of the first quarter, they're going to have to end this first quarter on a nice note. They can't give up a run here late and just continue to play with the fight going early on.
We do have a quick stoppage here Looks like Sycamore might be given a timeout here for a quick substitution, but there is a conversation. Both coaches on the sidelines here will be inbounded here from Darby. Aviators working down 8. As you mentioned, they're going to try and get a little here. Open shot from the top outside, no good. Luca come up with a rebound on that. Now Lakota West looking to add to their lead.
Well, right now Sycamore is just really cold shooting the ball, and West is taking advantage of it defensively.
There goes Lavender on the inside, jumper from the lane, and it is good. Now a 10-point, 17-7 ball game. Under a minute now on the first quarter game clock.
And Sycamore, this is a Sycamore team that is second place in the GMC right now. They're going to have to show a lot more fight here on the road if they're going to want to come away with a comeback win.
Put back there will fall for Derbyshire. He's up to 4 points. The leading scorer of this Aviator team in this ball. As we see Barber dish this one to Gilbert. Draws another charge there. The second charge penalty called on this Firebirds ball club. The first one, of course, on the season, Dudukovic. That foul will be the second of the ball game here for the sophomore wearing number 24.
And right now for West, Christopher Barber has been, I think, the most important player in this game so far. He's had some blocks and he's scored, and he's really just the leader of this team. Look for him to get a couple more blocks here and continue to lead this Firebirds team.
Sycamore in control in the backcourt here. It's Austin Sutherland. Drive to the inside. Jumper from the line. No good. The putback there. No good for Hall. Barber comes up with the rebound. Launches a half-court shot. A little over a half-court shot, but to no avail. We're going to take a quick step aside here from the home of the Firebirds. We'll be right back with the second quarter of action in just a few moments. Welcome back on inside the home of your Lakota West Firebirds for this varsity basketball matchup between your Lakota West Firebirds and the visiting Sycamore Aviators. Heading into the second quarter of play, your Firebirds currently up 17-9 as we thank you for tuning in to this Lakota West student broadcast. Taking you along the way tonight, I am Nick Johnson. Alongside me, Drew Odell. And Odell, we saw an incredible first quarter from these Firebirds. Nathan Dudukovic up to 7 points on the day, but it feels like so way this game is going.
Yeah, right now Nathan Dudukovic is, leading the way, and so is Christopher Barber, both seniors and both the leaders of this Firebirds. Barber gets in right there, but Des Bolden for Sycamore is going to have to play much better than he did in the first quarter.
As you mentioned, Barber coming up with the 2 there. He's up to 6 points on the day, as we do want to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors here from Lakota West Student Broadcasting, the Lakota Optimist Club. Lakota Optimist Club has been supporting the community's youth through activities, financial support, and recognition. They are always looking for new members. If you are interested in joining, they host meetings every Saturday morning at the Lakota Y. Thank the Lakota Optimist Club for supporting Lakota West Student Broadcasting. As we see a foul drawn there from the inside, you'll notice on the sophomore LJ Green wearing the number 20 for the red and white. That penalty will be the second penalty of the ball game for number 10 in the green and that'll be Giovanni Garrett called for it. But if we take a look at the starting 5 here for the Firebirds, it is still Christopher Barber. That is Bryson Curry in at the point guard. It'll be Lavender out there with LJ Green and Nathan Dudukovic remaining out on the floor for these Firebirds.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 starters still out there, as there's a turnover from Dudukovic, and that's just unfortunate right there. But you know, you're still playing really good right now if you're West. Don't let that get into your head, and just keep on playing well offensively.
Of course, Nathan Dudukovic has been incredible his entire career here at Lakota West. You don't see many of those little errors, but you gotta wonder, a player of his caliber, if he's making little errors, how much of an impact do you think that has on his game, knowing what he's capable of?
Well, it has, you know, an impact, I would say, but you know, they rarely happen, and when they do happen, it's usually unforced, and it's usually just a little mistake. And I think, you know, it's just a mental thing. It'll happen, but you know, it's just it's a mental thing, and he'll get out of it quickly. Knowing how good he is as a player, he'll respond.
Charlie Hall came up with the 3 ball there for the AV. The sophomore LJ Green put his first 2 points of the ball game up on the board. Little right back at you as we see a long 3 here, nearly made it in. Out of bounds, and it is off the hand of an Aviator. Now at a 7-point ball game here from Lakota West, 21-14, a little over 6 minutes in before we take it to the locker rooms at halftime. What do you expect West to drop offensively to stay hot in this ball game and finish out the first half strong?
I think if you're West, you either get Dudukovic for a 3 off some picks, or you get Christopher Barber one-on-one in the paint to try to get a basket right there. And really in this game, it's been a lot of Lakota West taking advantage of the area, with Riley Burgess being injured for Sycamore. He's their best player, and him being taken out of the game provides a lot of opportunities inside the paint for Lakota West.
As we were talking there, green and gold called for a holding penalty, and that will be a jumper 2 from the inside. Nathan Dudukovic able to put West up even more, 23-14, as they look to continue piling on. Another quick jumper 3, and it will go for Bryce Darbyshire. The quick 3s for Sycamore weren't really first quarter, but if they can get them to go, this offense can be quite deadly against this Firebird defense.
Yeah, and this is going to be close because both of these teams are not up in this game. It's going to be a battle till the very end, and Sycamore's not just going to go away. They're a scoring team. They can take a lead away very quickly, and right now, that's what they're doing.
This is some incredible defense here from the Lakota West Firebirds. Every time Sycamore thinks West is right there to defend it as Bryson Curry gets the poke on the ball there. Lavender down the floor, loses it, but it will be out of bounds off the hand of an Aviator. West will maintain possession here as the junior Cooper Taylor will step out onto the hardwood in place of the star number 13, Nathan Dudukovic.
Well, yeah, West defensively just in complete pursuit. Every time a player gets the ball on Sycamore, preventing them from getting in, it leads to a turnover, and that's a big possession change right there.
He's able to knock down the deuce, but of course the lead now less than it would have been because Sycamore keeps draining all these quick shot 3s. You gotta wonder if they catch that up, if some of these 3s stop hitting, but it seems like they seem insistent on hitting some of these shots.
Yeah, and I think, you know, if I'm West, you know, I stop letting them shoot them, because that's really, I feel like the only way Sycamore is going to be able to get back in this ballgame is there's a quick drive right there. But the only way they're going to get back into this, they continue to knock down quick 3s, and West is not going to want them to do that. And I think if I'm West, I want to take time off the clock, play a little bit conservative here in this last 4 minutes of the half.
Cooper Taylor had a corner 3 opportunity. It will not go. Had that just a few moments ago. Now Sycamore looking one of their own. Here goes another 0 for 2 on this offensive possession from beyond the arc as Lakota West will recover. That was Christopher Barber with the defensive. As now under 4 minutes to play to half, your Firebirds still up in this one, 25-19.
Well, let's see if they run a set here for Christopher. They do.
As you said, we were looking for, and it looks like that's a foul called on Christopher Barber on his way up. The player in the paint was set. That will be the first foul called on Christopher Barber here tonight.
And that's just a tough one right there. But they did call a set for Christopher Barber, and I think him and Dudukovic right now are the two most important players on this team, offensively and defensively. Barber's having
hammer here is Sycamore with a drive to the inside. No good. LJ Green up with the rebound. But Christopher Barber, one of those players like the refs insist on targeting. It looks like they call all the ticky stuff on him, and you can tell he gets frustrated with the amount of fouls he gets called on that he feels he does not deserve.
Well, yeah, when you're a great player in the GMC, you know, it's bound to happen. You know, some of those calls they could go either way, and some of them are a little, you know, ticky-tacky, but you know, you just got to live with it and fight on every last second to the next play.
A look at the line here. It'll be number 1, the point guard for the Firebirds, Bryson Curry, taking 2 from the line. He knocks down the first shot there, puts the Firebirds up by 7, 26-19. 3 minutes, 9 seconds remain in the second quarter. Here's Curry for shot 2. Up and no good, spun off the rim there. More nearly taking that out of bounds. It was Tariq Kimbrough on the quick rebound of that free throw.
Well, yeah, and I think Bryson Curry, his team, he's kind of the guy that makes, he just makes everything happen for this West team. One that gets everyone open, and he plays a very important role in these close games.
On over to Bolden on the wing. Tries to find an open look, gets his spacing here. Got blocked by Christopher Barber.
What a great defensive play. Barber has just been everywhere tonight.
Another wide open 3, spins out, no good. Nearly had himself a rebound there too, but Cooper Taylor fighting for it there on the inside.
They're on the same team, but a great play right there by Barber. And now West is just going to hold the ball right now, try to get an open shot and try to drain some clock while they have the lead.
Christopher Barber having one incredible game here for the Firebirds. Really see his stat sheet at halftime. He's got it in the points column of 6. He's got it in rebounds, and now up to 2 blocks on the day. As we saw nearly a 3-point assist there. Jason Lamb point pump fake, but he gets it back up to the backcourt, finds Bryson Curry. Now to the inside, the end one.
And Christopher Barber has just been something else tonight right now. Really, you know, inspiring what we're seeing from him tonight in this game. But one thing I want to touch on that we haven't really touched on in this first half, and that's kind of surprised me, is we haven't seen Davon Drain at all in this game, and he's, you know, one of the West's best offensive players. So it's kind of concerning that he has not entered the game yet for West.
As far as we know, no injury concern there, but you got to wonder maybe he's not. We thought he'd be in the starting 5 tonight. Typically he is, and when he's not, of course, they do put Luka Gilbert in there. Sometimes they switch him around, but even when he's not, I mean, we mentioned one of the better 6th men in the GMC as we see Bryson Curry come up with this one. But you said it yourself. Take a closer look here in the second half. Maybe talk to the coaches during halftime and find out what's going on. Point.
Yeah, but here in this last minute of the half, I think West is just going to run a 1 out as much time as they can, and that's a bad turnover right there.
Pass just a little bit off. Lavender looking for L. Now here goes Bolden. Assist up to the top of the floor. 3-pointer, no good. The putback. Derbyshire. Now into the final 50. Will be your Firebirds with possession of the basketball. They lead this one by 8, 29-21.
Just no turnovers here from West. You don't want to give Sycamore another chance to score before halftime.
But to the game, people forget as they feel necessary, they head into half. Of course, both teams have not taken a timeout. They still stand at 5 apiece.
Yeah, Bryson Curry just trying to take off as much time as he wants. And Christopher Barber, he says, let me get the ball again. And I think that's what's going to happen here.
To 11 seconds, Barber to the inside, pass out to Taylor. Now at 8 on the game clock. Curry putting on the moves, jumper from the inside, goes up, airballs it, no good. Barber with the tip, in, finds LJ Green, the jumper 3. Good. As we will head into halftime, the score stands the Firebirds 29, the visiting Sycamore Aviators 21. We thank you for tuning in to the first half of coverage. Be sure to stick with us. We still got another half to play, and it is sure going to be a good one here from the home of the Firebirds. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Welcome on in back inside Lakota West High School for this varsity men's basketball contest between your Firebirds and the visiting Sycamore Aviators. We welcome you back into this second half of play. Your Firebirds on top currently 29-21 as we get the quick whistle there. But a lot of that due to the play of Nathan Dudukovic and Christopher Barber, both players sitting with 9 points. But Christopher Barber has stood out more than any other Firebird on this roster on all sides of the floor. He is 4 of 4 from the field. He has hit 1 of 1 free throws. He got 1 shot from the line on that and 1 earlier. And he has got 2 from each side of the floor. As we see, the three-pointer there will not go. You take a look at those halftime stats for these teams. Sycamore 3 of 17 from beyond the arc. Now 3 of 18 there. This Firebirds lead, as we do want to welcome you back to this Lakota West student. For those of you just joining us, I'm Nick Johnson. Alongside me is Andrew Odell. And Odell, let's get your thoughts on what we are going to see here in this second half of play.
I think we're going to see a lot of the same shooting for Sycamore. They're going to keep shooting the ball because eventually they have to for the shot not to fall. And I think for West, they're going to play a little bit more conservative, run some sets for their top players, and get some offense running. That's what they're going to do. And for Sycamore, they're just going to have to get a lot of stops to be able to come back and win this game.
We'll see Bryson Curry in at the point, taking this one down. We did mention just before half, we have not seen Dave Von Drain. He was not in the starting 5 tonight, and he was never subbed in, as we see Gilbert up to 12 in favor of the Firebirds.
Yeah, and they're, West just in the paint. But, he's for Sycamore to have a chance in this game, they're going to have to shoot the ball effectively, because now in the paint, they're just not getting a lot of action, and West is just a lot more taller than them.
As you mentioned, not getting action in the paint, but then you kick it outside. Now they're 3 of 19 with that Des Bolden miss. Ugly shooting game all around for the men in green and gold. I want to go back to what we were saying. Dave Von Drain has not played in this game so far. One of the few Firebirds who have not touched the floor. We have seen substituted in, so we don't want to speculate here. But Dave Von Drain, one of the top players on this Firebird team, that might be a story here. Keep an eye out on the floor for number 12 in the red and white.
Yeah, and I really think, it's got to be related. I don't know why they would not play him for a whole game, unless it was because of the advantage for West. Maybe they're trying to get a size advantage on Sycamore, and it's clearly working for them. The size disadvantage right now, a lot for Sycamore, and it's the reason West is winning this game, in my opinion.
Take that look, as Sycamore just can't get offensive action going no matter how hard they try, as this ball deflected out of bounds off of a Lakota West Firebird. Sycamore maintaining 5:21 remaining in the third quarter.
Right here, Sycamore's going to have to get an open. None of their shots are not look like the same team that is second in the now. If you're looking for Lakota West, this has been so. If they win this game, it's going to, could potentially be a season turnaround, or a game that turns around the season for this Firebirds team.
See the three-pointer for Sycamore will be their 4th of the ball game. And you mentioned a season turnaround here. We did mention this earlier, but Dave Von Drain, one of the guests on the Bird Talk podcast that we just uploaded a few days ago here on the Lakota West Student Broadcasting YouTube page. The things he was telling us is that this team viewing the tournament, as most teams should, as a brand new season, a chance to restart. A lot of games that the Firebirds have played have come down to the final few seconds, and just due to one bad call or maybe just an ugly shooting night, West has been on the losing side of many of those games, so they are not nearly having as rough a season as the record would show.
Yeah, and right now, Sycamore is creeping back in the game. They've cut it to 7, and they have the ball right here. This is going to be a huge point in this game. If West can get a stop, I think there's a good chance. But Sycamore can get some hit right. Show who's going to go on to win this game.
Foul called there for West, the second foul of the game here for Jason Lavender. He's got 10 points to go along with those fouls, but he will send an Aviator to the line here. This will be Charlie Hall for shot up and good.
A big, factor in this game that we'll be seeing. Haven't seen him, and we finally get to see him.
Taking a look at the 5 on the floor here for the Firebirds as we have a quick pause. It'll be Bryson Curry, Christopher Barber, Nathan Dudukovic, Davon Drain now, and Jason Lavender to round out the 5 here with 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and I think West a little bit of a smaller lineup here. Only have those 2 bigs in right now. They're going to try to get some shots up here with their best offensive players, Drain, Dudukovic, and Curry. I'll mention Barber.
Speak of him here, spin move trying to get to the inside. He does eventually pass it out to Davon Drain here. See West continue the ball movement here. We back up to Lavender, now to Curry again. The back and forth between these two continuing. Now Nathan Dudukovic lines up a shot, that spins out, no good. West trying to get to that rebound. It looks like Lavender might have had it for a moment, but a foul will be called here on the inside. Aviators.
West right here, they're Lavender. And I think they might go to here.
Inbound does find Dudukovic, as you just mentioned. He does immediately kick it over to Barber. As West continuing one around from beyond the arc. It does eventually get into the hands of Dudukovic. Goes good, and Sycamore will come up with the turnover.
Could be a turning point in this game. Lakota is going to have to stop this skid right now. Sycamore's on a 7-0 run, and they have a chance to extend that right here.
Here's Des Bolden with it now, able to pass it off. Let's see if we find another 3 of attempt for these Aviators. Looks like they're trying to get to the inside a little bit more than they have been. This pass out here finds Derbyshire. Sycamore making a drive, pass out to Derbyshire, pump fakes the 3, now Bolden from the wing. That 3-point attempt off the front of the iron, no good. Dudukovic with the rebound, looked like he might have had a break opportunity. He will not get away with it, passes it back up to Bryson Curry at the 1. Here's Dudukovic with a drive, goes up from the inside and knocks down an 8-point shot, back to a 7-point Firebird lead.
And right there, that was all Nathan Dudukovic. That's just one of the best players in the GMC going to work right there.
See Christopher Barber come over there after a poke from the Firebirds, as we do get a quick whistle called here from the referee. Crew calling a timeout for substitution. Barber off the floor. In his place will be wearing the number 14, Cooper Taylor. Inbound here.
Moving much offensively, they're going to have to find something, I think, in the paint. Is that they go?
Here's Dudukovic now. The move here. Lane makes tight defense. Is able to and give Jason Lavender the 3-point assist. Nathan Dudukovic.
And Dudukovic is starting to take over, and this is the danger zone for Sycamore right now. When Dudukovic gets hot, it's tough to beat this West team.
Do get a whistle blown here for the foul on Nathan Dudukovic. That will be the second personal foul of the ball game here tonight. 2 fouls, 14 points on his card so far.
And it really feels like he has a lot more than 14 points the way he's this game.
We'll see Some shots from the line here.
Looks like there was a technical or something.
I believe they called flagrant. So we will see shots from the line here from Austin Sutherland.
Not sure what really, but either way, it's a free 2 points for Sycamore.
We'll see Sycamore maintain possession of the ball here on the inbound. West lead now down from 10 to 38-30. Of course, if Sycamore turns to go back, they could cut this one back to a 5-point game, keep it close as we approach the fourth quarter. Here's Bolden to start. Hall tries to pass it in, deflected by the sophomore LJ Green. Bolden able to recover. Pass across the floor as Sycamore tries to find another quick shot, and they do. 38-33 off the tray ball from the corner.
And that's a really big shot right there for Des Bolden, who really had, a little bit of his confidence ruined in this game. He wasn't shooting very well, but he just got his confidence back with that 3-point right there.
Of course, the last meeting between these two, taking that one 48-45, as we see the Firebirds running down the third quarter game clock here. You wonder if this one comes down to the final seconds as it did the last time, as we will see Davon Drain take a timeout here to avoid a turnover. We'll take a quick step aside. We'll be right back from Lakota West High School in just a few moments. Welcome back inside Lakota West High School for the finale of the third quarter in this men's basketball varsity matchup between your Firebirds and the Aviators, as we welcome you back into this Lakota West. With me is our fantastic analyst Andrew Odell, and we do have confirmation. We saw Nathan Dudukovic a few moments ago. We thought it was just a flagrant at the moment. He did end up getting a technical called, as we see a three-pointer from the man himself here, just a little bit overshot. No, but you got to wonder what that technical specifically was called for, as we will head into the final 8 minutes of play. The quarter on the way here from Lakota West. It's your Firebirds 38, the Aviators 33. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Welcome back once again to Lakota West High School. We just had the third quarter finale there, the final few seconds off the Firebird timeout. But we are back with the true finale here, the fourth quarter. 8 fresh minutes on the scoreboard. Here is your Firebirds currently lead the Aviators by 5. As we thank you for tuning into this Lakota West student broadcast. And we do want to take a quick moment to thank one of our sponsors here on Lakota West Student The Lakota Optimist Club. They're supporting the community's youth through activities, financial support, and recognition. They're always looking for new members. If you are interested in joining the Lakota Optimist Club, they hold meetings every morning at the Lakota YMCA as we thank the Optimist Club for supporting Lakota West student broadcasting. But taking a look back at the floor, quarter to play as Lavender just missing that three there, spinning out. The Firebirds dominant throughout this one, but Sycamore, especially in the later moments of the quarter, able to scratch and claw their way back into this one. They have gone back to that three-point game. So what are your thoughts on the Sycamore offensive approach we're going to see in quarter number 4?
I think Sycamore is just going to continue to shoot the three ball, and I really think that's what got them back into this game. That's also what, got them at that deficit was, missing a lot of. It's also what's going to get them back in this game. If West is giving them the open three, they have to. But it's really going to be a close game down the stretch no matter what. West is going to get their buckets. Sycamore is going to get their threes. We should be in for a good one.
At the line here for Lakota West, it'll be Jason Lavender shooting 2, misses the first one there. With a chance to increase the shooting foul, he can make it a 6-point game at best now, 39-33. Away. Despite the Sycamore student noise, it is up and it is good. Back to a 6-point ball game at the 7-minute mark in the quarter.
And this is a huge possession here for both of these teams. Defensively for West, another huge possession, but
another quick three, and it'll go from the corner. Number 22, Austin Sutherland, getting going his 12th points. West has 6 minutes and 40 seconds to survive this potential comeback here. Now only by 1 possession, 3 points as Barber loses the ball, and it is a turnover.
Well, that's why I said that was the biggest possession of the game so far, was because if Sycamore on possession, we could, this game could be up right here.
Of course, you hear the West student section here. Pretty much the entire basketball team in the stands starting that D up chant you hear during the girls basketball games. And West did D up just a little bit too much as a shooting foul will be called, the third of the ball game for Nathan Dudukovic.
Well, this is going to become a game where Dudukovic is going to have to take over. His late game, his late game antics are going to have to come out and have to play a huge part in this. If West is going to win this game, he's going to have to take over in these last 6 minutes, because right now Sycamore is on the comeback trail, and it's going to be tough for West to stop him.
Charlie Hall, 2 of 2 at the line. Sycamore back 1-point deficit. We have not seen the game this close in quite some time as Curry takes this one down for the Firebirds. Not much time taken already in the 4th period. Firebirds looking to get out of this unscathed. First, last meeting came down to the final 40 seconds or so as a whistle will be called here. Sycamore foul, the second personal foul for Austin Sutherland.
This is a huge play right here. If I'm West, I gotta get the Dudukovic, but maybe you get Barber here, because they do get Barber.
Barber out to Lavender. No assist there for 21 Barber. Shot no good there for Lavender, and it will be a turnover here. Sycamore with a lead here tonight.
Yeah, and this is just what can't. This is what has been the problem for them in this back half of the season, is they just let away from them, and it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this defensively.
Barber with the poke there, applying pressure. 0 for 2 on the shots from the inside. Christopher Barber once again on both ends of the floor, especially defense here tonight. Coming up when this team needs them.
That was some defense, and in the biggest moment of the game, Christopher Barber taking over defensively, and that's huge for West.
We'll see Drain here from 41-38. Back to a 3-point ball game under 5 minutes to play.
Jason Lavender is going to probably take this game right now. I mean, he's playing really good right now offensively, as there's a quick bucket from Sycamore and to answer.
Charlie Hall with the quick 2 points off the putback. We'll take a quick timeout with the Sycamore Aviators. We got a score of 41-40 here from the home of the Firebirds. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
What's your name, Coach? It's my time. I'm on it. Switch. And can I do a slow close-up on Justin? Where is it? Yeah. Where is Justin? I see no look. currently zooming in on Duke. Set. I'm on middle of the set. That means yes, it is, right? Oh, it's not. Basketball, but I'm on the bench. I don't know if you want to be on the bench, please. Oh, this is stressful. I'm going to be following the Firebirds. Cannot get crossed on the benches. Oh, there's a tick fire. That's a bad. Do I see 5 hit? That's bad. I'm not scared.
10-6. Number 12, Dayball McLean, Virginia.
I couldn't stop laughing. We were lucky. She was saying the funniest stuff ever. She was like, "Oh, you saw that one?" It does sound like you, but she did like a high pitched Are we losing? Come on. To miss this, I feel too.
Full timeout, Firebirds.
I just had to be ready on here. I was always ready. Good timeout, Barbara. Good timeout. 3.3 seconds.
Second timeout, Firebirds. 24, Luka Gilbert.
Yeah, how are you going to get the ball down there?